Welcome back to the show. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest paradoxes in trading, something that every beginner hears, every professional knows, and yet, almost everyone finds a way to ignore. You've seen it on every trading blog, you've heard it in every Discord group, you've read it in every interview with the greats. The trend is your friend. Simple, clean, almost too obvious. And yet, despite how often traders repeat it, the majority of retail traders aren't treating the trend like a friend at all. In fact, they treat it like an enemy. They fight it. They argue with it. They try to outsmart it. And, worst of all, when they lose to it, they try to get even with it. Today's episode is about exactly that. Why we ignore the trend, how ego makes us blind, and how all of that leads straight into the most dangerous psychological trap in trading. So settle in. This one might hit close to home. The hero complex. Why you ignore the trend. Let's start with the big question. Why don't we follow the trend even when it's right in front of us? Because it's not about knowledge. It's not about indicators. It's not even about entries. It's about ego. Let's break that down. You look at a chart. You see the structure, higher highs, higher lows. Maybe the 20, 50, and 200 period moving averages are all lined up like a staircase pointing straight upward. The market is clearly trending. And yet, you think, it's gone up too much. It has to come down now. I'm not buying the top. I'll be the one who nails the reversal. You want that perfect entry. The one screenshot every trader wishes they had. The one where you bought the exact bottom of the EUR/USD wick or sold the exact top of the NASDAQ before it turned. It feels smarter, more impressive, more heroic. But the truth is harsh. When you trade against a strong trend, you're not becoming the hero. You're stepping onto the tracks and trying to stop a freight train with a plastic garden shovel. The market doesn't reward heroes. It rewards discipline. Most traders lose not because of lack of strategy, but because of the desire to be right, instead of wanting to make money. The first crack, when the market proves you wrong. Now, let's zoom into the moment it all begins. You take a countertrend trade. Let's say the market has been bullish for days. Every pullback has been shallow. Momentum is strong. But you think, this rally is ridiculous. It has to drop. So you sell. And for a few seconds, maybe even a few minutes, the chart wobbles. It moves sideways. It gives you hope. Then the trend kicks back in. Momentum pushes higher. Your stop loss gets hit. Now, here's the fork in the road. A professional trader says, okay, trend's still strong. I was wrong to pick a top. Let me wait for a clean pullback to join the move. That's rational, detached, controlled. But the struggling trader? Completely different story. They feel irritated, embarrassed. Because deep down, the loss wasn't just financial, it felt personal. You think, no way, that was manipulation. It can't keep going up. I'm getting my money back. And here it comes. You re-enter immediately. Bigger size, worse price, no plan, all emotion. That is the exact moment you cross the line from trading to revenge trading. Inside the revenge spiral, what it really feels like. Revenge trading doesn't feel logical. It feels emotional. You're no longer looking at the trend. You're no longer looking for a setup. You're not even seeing the chart clearly anymore. You're trading your frustration, your bruised ego, your need to fix the loss, and each loss adds fuel to the fire. You start saying things like, it has to reverse now. It can't go higher. I'm due for a win. But the market doesn't care about your feelings, or your streak, or your need to be right. So you add more trades, you move your stop loss, you increase your lot size, you ignore risk management, you hold on to losers longer, and you cut winners quickly because you're emotionally shaken. Every decision becomes reactive, chaotic, desperate. And before you know it, one small counter-trend attempt has turned into a full-blown meltdown. Revenge trading is the silent account killer. It's not dramatic, it's not loud, it's slow, and it eats away at discipline until the account is gone. Rebuilding your relationship with the trend. So how do you break the cycle? How do you stop seeing the trend as something to fight and start seeing it as something to follow? It begins with acceptance. The market doesn't owe you anything. Not a reversal, not a correction, not a refund. The only consistent gift the market offers is direction. The trend following isn't glamorous. It's not about being the smartest. It's about being patient. It's about waiting for pullbacks instead of forcing predictions. It's about buying even when it feels too high because momentum is strong. It's about selling when it feels too low because the market is clearly weak. It's about accepting that being right is less important than being profitable. And here's the magic. The trend doesn't require perfection. It only requires participation. You don't need to catch the bottom or the top. You just need to catch a piece of the move, a slice, a portion. That's where consistency comes from. The Trader's Weekly Challenge. All right, here's your assignment for the week, one that can change your entire trading psychology if you take it seriously. Go through your last 20 losing trades. Look at each one and ask, was I trading with the trend or against it? You'll be surprised how many losses came from trying to be a hero. Point 2. After a loss, did I follow my plan or did I jump into a revenge trade? If you can spot the pattern, you can break it. Point 3. Did my ego get involved? If your goal was to be right instead of disciplined, you know what happened. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about understanding why you behave the way you do on the charts, so you can change it. Remember, the trend really can be your friend, but only if you stop fighting it, only if you respect it, only if you're willing to follow it instead of trying to defeat it. Stay disciplined, stay patient, and whatever you do, don't trade angry. I'll see you in the next episode.